Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Nursery. Welcome to today's 5-Minute Friday. And I have a fantastic hardy geranium in front of me here. So I've purposely left this over the winter. We clean a lot of our hardy geraniums in the autumn up, but I purposely left this because I know a lot of people just don't get around to cleaning them up, growing them in pots, and then come the spring or late winter we're in now, they suddenly remember they have to clean them up. So this is kind of what it will look like when it's been through a winter, depending on your plant obviously. Now these plants are really hardy. I know it's in the name and it sounds obvious, but they can really cope with a lot of cold weather. So I'm going to cut this back and clean it up relatively hard. It might look harsh, but the plant actually will love you for it. So the first thing to do is you'll notice you look around and there's still some fresh growth on here. This one's even got growth coming in from the base of the pot. I'm just going to leave that, and round the sides here we can see fresh leaves coming. So what I'll do is, it doesn't matter if you cut those, but what I'll do is aim to leave those there. But what I want to get rid of is, if I take some of them off, this sort of dead and dying looking leaves. Now that's going to cut down on air movement around the plant, which means it doesn't grow quite as quick and can obviously bring in diseases and harbour disease and stuff like that, rotten. It's just doesn't look particularly nice. So I work my way round the plant. Like I said, I don't care too much about cutting some of that, what looks like fresh. I mean, it is last year's growth still, but I'm going to just take chunks off. Most of that is going to be dead or dying leaves. You'll get a few fresh ones in there, but it's the crown of the plant, the real root of the plant, is where the growth's going to come from this spring. So really don't worry about that. So as you work your way around, you start seeing maybe some weeds, which we're going to take out, or you might start seeing those little sprigs of fresh growth coming. So once we've worked our way round like that, and we get to a stage where we're going to stop cutting, or think you're going to stop cutting, then if you've got some grass in there, which I've got a little bit of grass in there, we just pull that out, trying to get the roots, and any dead or dying leaves we start taking out. They come away very freely because they're not really, well, they are not really alive, and really opening up the plant. Now what you might find, which is what I've done with this one, is you look at it and you think, do you know what, I'm going to cut a little bit more off. There's a bit of grass I took out, so aiming to get the roots as you do it and just work your way around. It's not the longest job in the world, but it can take a little bit of time, and especially if you're not doing it all that often. We obviously do this a lot. It takes a bit longer to realise what you're actually looking for. But you can already see this plant is starting to look a lot better. So I'm going to take, like I said, remember when you're cutting anything back, once you cut it off, there's no going back. There's nothing you can do about it. So we do it in stages. We look at the plant, sort of think, I think I want to take more off, but hesitate at that point. And you just work your way round, and then after a little bit of time you think, do you know what, I should have taken it off. And then you can return to it and take it off. It's as simple as that. I've still got a tiny bit more cleaning up to do on this particular one, but that's what you're aiming for. You're aiming for a plant to look like this. So I'm going to take a bit more time taking out the grass and bits and pieces that have found its way growing in here. But that's what you're looking for. You can see around the plant all this fresh growth that is coming up, and that's what we're going to get the fresh foliage from this year, and obviously the flowers which we're looking forward to towards the beginning of the summer. Any questions at all, get in contact. We're here to help. See you soon.